Until May?
Well, then you better get me a set of brushes out there. We'll call the meeting of the Historical Commission to order. This is the meeting of Wednesday, August 21, 2024. If we could have roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Coda?
Here.
Commissioner Fernandez is absent. Commissioner Gorbin is absent. Commissioner Hardy?
Here.
Commissioner Stumphauser?
Here.
And Chairperson Collin.
Here. This is item C. This is the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Next item is item D, and this is to approve the order of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the order of the agenda?
I motion.
Motion by Mr. Coda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, by Mr. Hardy. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, item E, this is blue folder items. Are there any blue folder items, Mr. Margolis?
No, they're not.
Okay, next item is item F. This is the consent calendar. And item F1 is the, well, consent calendar. Business items except those formally noticed for public hearing or discussion are assigned to the consent calendar. The commission members may request that any consent calendar items be removed, discussed, and acted upon separately. Items removed from the consent calendar will be taken up under the excluded consent calendar section below. Those items remaining on the consent calendar will be approved in one motion following oral communications. Okay. Are there any items in the consent calendar, Mr. Margolis?
The minutes and the affidavit of posting. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Grobin. It's 7:03. Thank you. Okay. On the consent calendar, does anybody want to pull any items on the consent calendar? Okay. Affidavit of posting, approval of the minutes of July 17th. So on the consent calendar, on those two items, is there a motion to approve the minutes of July 17th, 2024?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there anybody wishing to
So
comment?
that was Commissioner Stumphauser and seconded by Commissioner Gorbin, right? Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, so ordered. Okay. Item G is excluded consent calendar items. I didn't see any. Are there any, Mr. Margolis?
No.
Okay. And then item H is public participation on non-agenda items. This section is intended to provide members of the public with the opportunity to comment on any subject that does not appear on this agenda for action. This section is limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be afforded 3 minutes to address the commission. Each speaker will be permitted to speak only once. Written requests, if any, will be considered first under this section. Are there any requests, Mr. Margolis? Written requests?
There's nobody online, and none of the hundreds of people in the chambers have submitted.
Okay, all right, so that is
Maybe the door's
item
locked.
H1. All right. Item I, this is items continued from previous agendas. Are there any items that have been continued from previous agendas? No. Okay. And then item J, this is items for discussion prior to action. J1, this is to receive and file Historical Commission committee reports. Are there any reports?
I thought that
Anybody?
you might want to discuss the Halloween event. You mentioned that at the last meeting, so that can come under one of your
Okay,
committees if
well,
you
that was
want.
the next item we were going to talk about.
Okay.
Okay, so there are no commission committee meeting reports to approve. Item 2 of J1, this is discussion and possible action related to the 2024 Historical Museum Halloween event. Excuse me. So Halloween falls on October 31st, and we will not even be a commission, thanks to the actions of Mayor Jim Light and the members of the city council. So is there anything that anybody on the commission would like to discuss about a possible museum Halloween event? Okay, doesn't look like it. Okay,
Well,
Mr. Margolis?
I would hope that since you're still a commission now, you could at least help us select the date for it, because I don't know that, or you could at your September meeting, but, you know, the staff needs to plan. And I would also hope that even though you may not be commissioners on the new combined commission, that you'll still want to volunteer and help out at the museum. I mean, I would be very upset if I never got to see you again.
We could start the conversation now, that could be carried over to the new commission.
Okay.
I'd like to see you actually finalize
Yeah,
it.
and I think at the very least, week.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
then you can leave it up to the docents and other staff to,
So it looks like the 26th or the 27th. I'm guessing like the 26th would be.
Yeah, I think it would be
What
better
day
to
is,
keep
what
it
day
to
is
a
that?
weekend.
What day is Halloween?
Halloween 31st, that's on a Thursday.
A Thursday, so you'd want to do the event on the weekend prior to that? then,
Yeah, I
or
would think that would be the.
like Saturday?
Saturday?
Yeah,
Is that the
that's
26th?
Saturday is the 26th.
Okay.
Yes.
What time?
Usually it's
Noon
10
to-
a.m. or noon?
Well, we can start setting up around 10 a.m. Noon to 3 is the normal museum hours.
Okay. Okay, so is there a motion to set the 2024 Historical Museum Halloween event for September 26th at?
October.
October, at
Saturday.
12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
So that was Commissioner Hardy and seconded by Commissioner Stumphauser.
Okay, is there anybody who would like to address the commission on this item? Doesn't appear to be. All right, all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Any objections? Hearing none, so ordered. Okay, the next item, this is a discussion and possible action regarding Historical Commission input for the city's forthcoming strategic plan. Okay, is there a backup report for this, Mr. Margolis?
Nothing more than what was in the packets.
Okay, okay. I mean, because the city's forthcoming strategic plan doesn't include any of us. Okay, So does anybody have any comment on the possible action regarding the historical commission input
So
for the plan?
in the strategic plan, there was some discussion regarding the websites and the branding. Does any of that need to be updated at the museum or for the museum?
The website.
Well, we already have the new logo on our self-guided brochure. We haven't actually received instructions yet about, we haven't received a style guidelines or anything related to it yet, but I'm sure once we get those, we'll update everything that needs to be updated. I mean, if you wanted to, you could once again, request that, so, council didn't fund the things that you had suggested in your recommendations for the budget. This is another opportunity for you to talk about, if you want to, paint the interior or, we probably could have, it would be nice if we had a marketing budget since, the Xander and Alex have worked hard to make the museum look good. We have the smart board there now. We have, a new carpet. We have all of our technology. I mean, it's kind of ready to invite more visitors. So a marketing budget might be nice. And then the other things that we talked about as far as, a hanging system and, lights. I know the docents have talked about lights for the insides of the display cabinet. So, I mean, we have two people who've worked at the museum here. I mean, this is another opportunity to put your ideas for the museum before council. So why not do it?
Okay. Well, didn't they spend all the money in the budget?
They did, so I'm not sure exactly, maybe, yeah, that's a good point. I don't
Yeah.
really understand. Maybe at mid-year, they discover that there's more money than they thought there would be, and so they can fund more things.
Okay, because you do need four votes on the council to modify the budget.
Right.
And who knows if they're going to modify the budget, for a request that we make. But I mean, if anybody has an idea,
Well, of course,
they want to make a suggestion.
the strategic plan is aspirational. It doesn't, just because something's in the strategic plan, it doesn't mean that council has to fund it. These are things that they're, looking at down the road. So come next budget cycle, maybe they look at the strategic plan and say, these are things that we said were important, so let's see if we can find some money for them.
Okay,
You know better than.
well, right, but, this last go-round, they didn't fund, any of our requests. We had zero. And instead, they ended up, allocating money for, the path of history markers, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't listen to us just recently. I mean, is there any indication that they're going to listen, to us when we're going to be disbanded at the end of September? Okay, so is there any possible action that anybody wants to take for the strategic plan? No, I guess not. Okay, we'll just move on from
Thank you.
that item. Okay, this is K, section K, member items and referrals to staff. Are there any referrals to staff or any items that anyone want to talk about? Tanya,
I don't have anything.
Xander,
No, nothing right now.
James?
Anything new on the fountain?
What?
Anything new on the fountain?
On that fountain?
So at our last meeting, did I tell you that Public Works bought a fountain and it sits in its own tub or pool, whatever you call it. So they won't have to use the concrete structure that's there. But it hasn't been installed yet, and I haven't heard when it will be.
Okay, do you have a picture of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Would the commission be involved with that, or is that entirely Public Works?
Well, what other decisions need to be made at this point?
I guess none.
Yeah, I mean, Public Works will install it.
Yeah. And they'll maintain it and they'll operate it,
I mean,
I haven't heard, but I hope so, because we don't have money to do it.
right?
I mean,
They gave us zero.
They do like the rest of the heritage cord grass and pathway and such. I imagine so.
But there's no budget for Heritage Court.
Well, I meant the Public Works maintains
Yeah.
the rest of the area there.
So just to clarify regarding the budget, so there's no, is there anything additional as far as staff or anything to, so there's no budget to improve the museum, from what I understand?
Right, so we have, I think it's $14,000. So that's, we can use that for our events and for
Staff.
improvements. No,
Oh, that's
part-time
different.
salaries is different.
Okay.
We have money for that apart from the 14,000.
Okay.
Mm.
Rob, anything?
Mm.
Okay, next item is adjournment. Before we adjourn, I'd like to just mention that one longtime Redondo resident, Peter Serrato. Peter lived over on Spire Lane for many, many decades. I think Peter was born in the 1930s and went to elementary school here in Redondo, went to Redondo High School, and Peter started a business located at the corner of 190th and Pacific Coast Highway, Peter's Garden Center. It's now been taken over, and it's being run by his daughter, Teresa Serrato. Peter died earlier this year, and I hadn't seen an obituary published, but I found out from one of his family members that he had passed on. So I'd just like to, when we do adjourn, that we include in there that we adjourn in his memory.
Okay.
So, anybody
And-
else?
And do you want to have a meeting next month?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there a motion that we adjourn in memory of Peter Serrato and that we schedule our next meeting at 7 PM on September 18th, 2024? Is there a motion?
Motion?
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any objections?
That was Commissioner Hardy and Commissioner Corbin.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Hearing none, so ordered. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.